Okay, so in this video we're gonna work on our password manager. First of all, on this script at the top we're gonna add the using unityengine.ui library, and then after that we're gonna make a reference to all of our buttons which we created in the previous video. So let's start from the first one. So name this one as button 0. Alright, then you can copy it, paste it 9 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then for the button no and button go. Alright, then you can rename them one by one. So button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this one will be by the name of go button. And then this one will be the no button. Alright, make sure that you name them in the same way as I did. After this, we need a reference to our log panel. Alright, the UI. So for that, we will create a public game object. Let's name this as log panel. Alright, we also need a reference to the Keypad game object, or you can say the log game object, which we added to our main door. So name this as log game object. Alright, after this we need a reference to the light. So we will say public light. Let's name this as point light. Then we need to create another variable which will be of type float. Name this as activation distance. This will be the distance within which the player can activate the lock. Alright, when the player is inside this distance, then if the player presses E key or any key on the UI for Android, then we will activate the lock screen UI. Alright, after this we will create a private string by the name of correct password, and the correct password will be 0741. Alright, you can set this password to whatever you want, but I'm gonna just set it to 0741. This will be the password. Then create another private string by the name of entered password, and this will be empty. Alright, then create another private integer this time and name this as guess count. Alright, the guess count will be for now 0, and the maximum guesses will be, let's just say 3. You can make this 2 or 4 or whatever you want. Alright, then also we need to create a bool in order to check if the door is locked or not. So private bool, name this as door unlocked. This will be equals to false by default. After this we need a reference to the player transform. Alright, so create a private transform and name it as player transform. Alright, after this we can go ahead and add a start method in which first of all we're gonna add the player transform reference. So player transform will be equals to game object dot find object, game object dot find object with tag. And as you know that we tag our player as player, so I have typed player right here. You can type your own player tag name. Alright, but if you're following me, then you should type player as well. After this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a update method, and in here we're gonna check that if the player is within the activation distance. So in order to check it, we're gonna create a vector 3 and use the dot distance keyword, and in here we're gonna first of all pass the player transform dot position to the log game object dot transform dot position. So it will check that if the player and the log game object is greater than the activation distance. So if this is the case, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna deactivate the log panel if the player is far away. Alright, because that is what we said right here. Right here we check if the player is within the activation radius, and as you know that if the player transform and the log game object transform gets greater than the activation distance, then it means that the player is not closer to the log game object, and in that case we will deactivate the log panel. Alright, so in order to do that, we will just simply say log panel dot set active, set it to false. Alright, and we're gonna unlock our cursor. Alright, so cursor dot log state equals to cursor lock mode dot locked. Alright, so this is if the player gets away from the log panel, then we're gonna disable the UI part, and that's it. Now if the player is closer to the log game object, alright, which is on the main door, then what we want to do, we want to activate this log panel. Alright, so for example, if the player is closer to it and press the E key, then we want to activate it. So how we gonna do that? For that we're gonna create one more method right down below. Alright, name this as on activate log button clicked. Alright, in this we're gonna do the same as we did right here, so I'm gonna just copy that, paste it. We're gonna check if the player and the log game object this time is less than or equals to the activation distance. It means that if the player and the log game object, they both are closer to each other. Alright, then in that case what we're gonna do, we're gonna first of all activate the actually deactivate the cursor. Alright, because when we deactivate the cursor, then in that case only we will be able to click buttons on the screen, alright, on the panel which we created. So we're gonna unlock the cursor, and after that we're gonna show the panel as well. So we're gonna set the log panel dot set active to true. Alright, so right here when the player is closer, we unlock the cursor and show the log panel. Alright, and right here we check that if the player is away from the log game object, alright, then we deactivate the panel and lock the cursor. Alright, now this will not work because we didn't set any button for activating the log panel. Alright, we want that when we are closer to the log game object and press the E key, then in that case we only want this to get active. So in order to do that, what we're gonna do is, let me check the script. Okay, let's check the player pickup script. Alright, on the player pickup script right here at the top we type this code. So let's just copy that and paste it in the update method right here. Alright, so if the key is down and that key code is E, then in this case we want to activate this. So I'm gonna just copy it and paste it right here. Alright, when we press the E key, and if we are closer to the lock game object, we're gonna activate that. Alright, and when we move away from it, we're gonna deactivate it. Right here, it should be find game object with tag, alright, not find object with tag. Okay, save the script, get back right here, click on this. Now we need to provide all of these variables. So if you open up the panel, first of all, we're gonna add the buttons. So let's start from, let me move this button 0 up there. Alright, then let's add the button 0, then the button 1, then 2, then we have the button 3, just simply drag and drop one by one, and make sure that you don't mess this up. Alright, make sure that you provide each button as it is. Then we need to provide the go button, and then the no button, and then the lock panel. So for that I'm gonna just drag and drop this panel. For the lock game object, we're gonna drag and drop this electric key door, and for the light, it is inside the electric door key. Alright, so we're gonna just drag and drop this right there. That is it. Okay, now if we play the game, as you can see, when we are pressing E key anywhere right here, it doesn't work. Alright, but if we get closer to this and press the E key, as you can see, it opens up this UI. Alright, and we can, as you can see, the cursor is unlocked and we can click buttons. Alright, for now nothing gonna work, alright, because we didn't add our other methods in order to check for the correct password. And if we press no, it will cancel that old entered password, and if we press go, it gonna unlock the door and set this light to green. Alright, but for now we have this. Alright, now if we press C, as you can see, it is not turning off, because we added a code in which we say that if the player and the game object is far away, it gets deactivated by itself, as you can see. Alright, when we are closer, press C, it activates it, but when we move away, it deactivates it. Alright, activate, deactivate. Alright, if you want, you can add a key to it as well for deactivating it, but I think moving away from this is far more better, so I'm just gonna leave this as it is. And in the next video, we're gonna continue our work on this keypad lock. Alright, so see you guys in the next one.